Hello and welcome to another episode of Limitless Brain Lab. I'm Dr. Sweta Adatia, neurologist, a brain coach, and a top performance expert. What I want is the best brains for all of you. I want health, wealth, and happiness for everyone. Have you wondered that you are suffering from the black and white thinking syndrome? Now, this is not a defined syndrome, but black and white thinking is something where you take things at the face value. Let me make you understand until the end of this video how you can break free from the black and white thinking. A lot of peak performers, when we study successful people, leaders, and CEO, whenever we study them, none of them suffers from black and white thinking. So what is this black and white thinking and why do I do that? So first, let us understand the concept of black and white thinking. The black and white thinking entails three things which are happening in your brain. The very first thing is you jump to conclusions very rapidly. Something would have happened, someone would have said you something, someone would have displayed some kind of an emotion, and you very quickly jump to the conclusion that the person was unkind. You very quickly jump to the conclusion that this is not the particular formula for you, this is not the course for you. Possibly by now you would have skipped this video as well. This is called as jumping to conclusions, which is the part of black and white thinking. The number two important thing what happens when black and white thinking is catastrophizing, which means always thinking that negative thing is going to happen, always thinking that the worst outcome and scenario is the only plausible outcome. Whenever the scenario analysis happens, the positivity is only barely 1 to 2%. 98-99% you think that negative things are going to happen. This is also called as the B and W, black and white thinking. The third important point in black and white thinking is overgeneralization. A small little event happens in your life and you generalize it for everything. For example, one friend, particular friend borrowed money from you and never gave back that money. But now you will overgeneralize and say that you should never give money to anybody because people do not return money. There could have been an instance when a person would have said something to you, you would have got hurt from it, and then you said you should not have any friends because friends hurt you. So this is the wiring. These are the fixed wiring brains or closed brains, closed-minded brains, which do not allow the gray or the color thinking to pop in or come in. These are the brains who are fixed in this black and white thinking box. They cannot break free. Out of the box solutions are not happening for them. Now, why does this thinking happen? Most of the times our brain is negatively wired, quickly forms judgments, quickly makes that meaning, quickly overgeneralizes everything because we are wired for survival. Every single time your brain is like a little watchdog, your limbic system is scanning for threats. It wants to protect you, it wants to comfort you, and there's nothing wrong in that. But in that process, you lose the opportunity. So that's the number one thing what is happening. The number two is there is a social phenomena behind it. You saw your parents doing that, you saw your peers doing that, you saw your grandparents doing that. So if you are raised in an environment where there is a lot of over catastrophizing or over generalizing and a lot of jumping to conclusion behavior, you are likely to do that. Oftentimes, people who suffer from psychological problems such as depression, anxiety, etc., they also suffer from the problem of black and white thinking. They may get obsessed over a particular thought. The thought does not leave them. They believe that something is not right and they are so rigid that they do not want to break that belief. The black and white thinking is a simple way of cognitive distortion, which means I want to see things differently, but I'm not able to see things differently. I'm always programmed to see the thing in a particular way. This is sabotaging you. This is stopping you from the growth that you deserve. This is stopping you from the success which can be yours. Now, a lot of people coming across in your life or in your family you would be facing, and I want you to make a list of all the people you think have this BNW syndrome. I also want you to think, how many times have you done that thinking? In fact, the brain is a meaning making machine. I always call it, it's a 3M machine. It will want to understand the meaning. It wants to quickly form the judgment. It wants to protect you. It does not want to rationalize. It does not want to give multiple scenarios, because essentially it is a lazy organ. It is 25% of the body's oxygen supply, 2% merely of the body weight, but does not want to slog. It just does not want to work. Now, when you do this black and white thinking, you are damaging your growth, your potential for success, because remember that every single time that you do that, you close the opportunity. You close the opportunity for relationship, for any deal that will come through. You close the opportunity for anything which was to happen big in your life. The question is, how do you shift from this black and white thinking to color thinking, or to closed mind to open mind, from a closed brain to an open brain, from an achieving awareness, which is all about me and the scenario analysis and limited thinking, to expanding awareness or awakened awareness, which is where everything seems plausible, everything is possible, everything is positive, and everything can happen. How do you do that? The very first thing is to become aware about it. First and foremost is, are you doing a black and white thinking? Every single time when you come across, stop, pause, reflect and ask yourself, is it a BNW thinking? Step back, change your thinking. Every single time you need to do that consistently. The other way to start going away from the closed mind to the open mind is to start doing certain things. Let me tell you what those things are. So how do you get that open mind? There are few steps to it. First is, as I said, being aware. The most important other thing is to gain that insight. Wanting to learn more about the opportunities, wanting to learn more about the scenarios, not allowing the brain to close that matter immediately. Being open, being curious, having new experiences of life, going outside your comfort zone, allowing yourself to achieve a new personal growth target, making sure that you become mentally strong when you want to do new things, feeling more optimistic and positive about everything as a general belief, always making sure that you are learning new things. This means challenging your brain to come out of the fixed mindset or a black and white thinking. Now you may be wondering that what practical steps can I take to avoid it? So after the first step of awareness, the second practical thing that you can do is that you have realized that yes, you are going to be aware about the black and white thinking. Let me give you 3 strong strategies by which you will be able to say no to this syndrome, and you will face a new reality, a new you, and a new beginning. The very first thing is using reality reminders. When you are stuck, always say to yourself, yes, there can be multiple solutions. This is the only one solution, and I have yet not explored those solutions. So it is called as the reality reminder. The second thing is avoiding absolutes. Try to say replacing always and never with sometimes and maybe or often. Always, this is the problem with me. Always this person does like that. Say sometimes this happens to me. Maybe this happened as a chance. Rephrase your sentences. Practice out of the moment technique, which means when you are in such a situation, step out. You don't want to take any concluding thoughts. You don't want to jump to conclusions. You step out and you say, tomorrow I am going to conclude. Giving yourself the time will allow you to rationalize and not emotionally amygdala driven decisions come out of you. Always seek other people's perspective. So being open to perspective is extremely important and necessary. Getting curious, making sure that you are always open-minded, ready to receive and ready to learn. And the last and the most important thing is being mindful. Practicing the mindfulness, watching your mind, seeing your mind fall into catastrophizing or overgeneralizing or even jumping to conclusions, because you want to put an end to that here and now. If you want a new reality, a new you, this is the beginning. You need to understand it, wire it, and completely change yourself for good. I'm there with you in this journey. Signing off, Dr. Sweta Adatia from the Limitless Brain Lab. We have studied so many people's brain who are stuck in this black and white thinking. And with so many of our programs, one of our top 1% performer program is coming soon. We will be able to help you step by step and guide you into each of these strategies, how to come out and live a happy and a fulfilled life.